Hello and welcome to Think About It, where we have two primary goals. One, to get you to think about it, and two, to make more sense than anybody on CNN. My friends, today I am rather worked up. It is time. It is time for the people to speak out and the revolution to begin. Whether you want to visit a tea party in your area, make a call to a congressman, send an email, get on a talk show, write a letter to an editor of a newspaper nobody's reading anymore, whatever it is now time to speak out. In the past few weeks, the American people have elected a president with a total of 42 days of experience as a senator from the most politically corrupt state in America, whose governor is ousted from office. That president's first official act is to close Gitmo and make sure terrorists' civil rights are not violated. 59 of those terrorists have been recaptured or killed fighting against our troops, having been released from Gitmo. We're not done yet. The U.S. Congress rushes to confirm a black attorney general, Eric Holder, whose law firm we later find out represents 17 Gitmo terrorists, and then, in an on-the-record speech, had the audacity to call America a nation of cowards for our attitude regarding race. He's black. He's in the highest office he could ever hope to attain. Meanwhile, we've elected a black president. Where does that make us cowards, Mr. Holder? The CIA boss, Leon Panetta, has absolutely no experience, and his daughter Linda, we find out, is a true radical anti-American activist who supports many anti-American regimes in the Western Hemisphere. We get the most corrupt female in American history as Secretary of State, bought and paid for. We get a tax cheat for Treasury Secretary, a Commerce Secretary who withdrew due to corruption charges. We get a Labor Secretary who withdrew under charges of ethical misconduct. A Health and Human Services nominee, Daschle, who had to pull out because of cheating on his taxes, and America is run by Pop Goes to Pelosi and a cabal of folks who are not really interested in fixing the economy. What they are interested in is control. They have totally tuned out the voices of the very same people they're supposed to represent and added more than $8 trillion to the deficit in just a month of being in office. All of the criticism, all of the talk, all of the tirades against George W. Bush's spending and the $1 trillion he added to our deficit now kind of look like child's play, comparatively. The no earmark promise has been laughed at and ignored. The government in just 30 days has become 29% larger than ever, and it's on its way to getting bigger. Even if you voted for Obama, I cannot imagine that you counted on having every aspect of your life taken over by the government. Those efforts are not about fixing the economy. Even the most liberal economists have come out and admitted as much, that these things will not work. And by the way, whenever George W. Bush made a decision and the stock market went down, what did you hear? You heard how his policy has directly driven the markets down. I was listening earlier today and was told that just because the markets have taken an historic nosedive is not an indication that we can use those markets as a scorecard for gauging the Obama plan. These things are about controlling America, my friends, and making you totally dependent on government to sustain your way of life. Is that where you want to be? Do you want to be treated like a child who can't even dress himself or change his own diapers? Some do. In fact, my theory is that the largest block of voters who put Obama over the hump were those people who love handouts, who love to be told what to do and never be held responsible for their own lack of productivity or activity. If you enjoy paying for somebody else's home, if you enjoy paying for somebody else's health, if you enjoy paying for somebody else's kids to go to college and not necessarily your own, if you're comfortable with any definition of success being punished with higher taxes, then you're right in your comfort zone. But for everyone else, it is time, my friends. It is time for the revolution to begin. Let it start with the tea parties and the phone calls and the emails. And then let's see where it goes. Because right now, this nation, in my 40 years of life, has never been in a more dangerous position than it is now. And we haven't even talked about the moral issues of our time, which are being thrown under the bus under an economic umbrella by the most liberal president and Congress this nation has ever seen. Yes, elections have consequences, and so does revolution. Think about it.